Welcome to today's Explainer. Look, let's just acknowledge the elephant in the room right off the bat, okay? There is this massive wave of anxiety out there right now about AI and job security. Everywhere we look, we're basically being told that algorithms are coming for our careers. And honestly, if you're feeling that pressure, you're absolutely not alone. But today, we aren't dealing in panic. We're dealing in data. We're going to explore exactly how you can thrive in the 2030 AI job market by zeroing in on where the real value is heading.
Now, just to validate those fears for a second, according to the World Economic Forum, 92 million jobs are projected to be displaced globally by 2030. 92 million. That is a massive disruption. If your current career path relies heavily on, say, processing standard information, routine data entry, or just executing repetitive tasks, well, that role is officially on a timer.
But here is the crucial point. That exact same World Economic Forum report projects that 170 million entirely new roles are going to be created in that very same time frame. Think about that. We aren't looking at a net loss of opportunity here. We're actually looking at a radical shift in what the market values. So yes, the panic you're feeling is totally real, but the opportunity, it's actually much, much larger.
And what's really fascinating is this recent observation from the Harvard Business Review. They noted that companies are currently laying off workers based on AI's potential, not even its actual performance. Crazy, right? We're in this weird phase where fear is literally moving faster than reality. Companies are letting staff go before AI has even proven it can fully replace those specific human functions. And this perfectly sets up our core thesis for today. True human value, as we head toward 2030, is deeply rooted in the one thing software just cannot replicate: human judgment in tech.
Okay, so let's dive into our blueprint for AI-proofing your career. We're going to cover the 2030 job market shift, managing the physical world, building the AI infrastructure, high-stakes human judgment, and lastly, the entrepreneurial advantage. Let's get right into it.
Part 1. The 2030 job market shift. The days of guaranteed safety in those basic white-collar jobs, they're pretty much over. You know that old safe career advice? The stuff telling us to just focus on pure execution, like run the data, write that standard boilerplate code, or do basic legal reviews? Yeah, you can toss that out the window. Researchers from Stanford found that GPT-4 actually passed the bar exam approaching the 90th percentile. Just a year prior, it was hovering in the bottom 10%. The new reality dictates that your career absolutely must anchor on strategy, physical presence, and above all else, human trust. The real value isn't in just doing the analysis anymore, because AI does that in literally seconds. The value is in knowing what questions to ask and what on earth to do with those answers.
So this brings us to the 3 absolute pillars of AI-proof careers, which is going to be our lens for the rest of this explainer. If you want to secure your future, your work has got to fall into one of these 3 buckets: interacting with the physical world, building and securing the AI models themselves, or making high-stakes, human-centric decisions.
Moving on to Pillar 1, Section 2, managing the physical world. Because remember, the cloud isn't actually a cloud.
It's so easy to forget that the cloud isn't some fluffy thing up in the sky. It's a massive, incredibly heavy, highly air-conditioned physical building. AI is just software. It absolutely cannot rack servers, it can't lay networking cables, and it definitely can't fix a busted cooling system. Thanks to the AI boom, major corporations are pouring billions into these massive data centers, and this is creating a booming demand for data center technicians and engineers. These are highly secure roles where experienced professionals are easily commanding salaries topping 150 grand. At the end of the day, it requires physical human hands to keep the AI revolution running. But physical interaction isn't just about running cables, right? It's about physical safety. Take an ADAS engineer, for example. Those are the folks building advanced driver assistance systems for cars. When you see a car automatically slam on the brakes to avoid a pedestrian, that's not magic. That's an ADAS engineer. Because this software directly interacts with the physical world and literally dictates human life or death, it requires immense human oversight to ensure our safety. The demand here is so high that specialists can earn life-changing money. Why? Because an AI software program cannot take the legal or physical responsibility of a car crash. A human has to.
All right, let's move to our second pillar in Section 3, building the AI infrastructure. We're looking at the roles that actually build, manage, and protect the AI.
Look, you aren't going to be replaced by AI if you're the one actually building it. Let's walk through this a bit. Roles like AI and machine learning infrastructure engineers, they're building the incredibly complex platforms that these models run on.
Then you have systems architects who handle high-scale load management. Think about, millions of users hitting an AI app all at the exact same time. It's the architect who ensures the servers don't just collapse under the weight of their own data and burn through the company's entire budget. And then there's cybersecurity GRC, governance, risk, and compliance. Sure, AI can flag a security risk, but it takes a real human to negotiate with auditors, build a culture of safety, and decide just how much risk a business is actually willing to take on.
Just to really highlight how critical that security aspect is, right now there are 4 million unfilled cybersecurity positions globally. 4 million. That is staggering. As AI scales up the volume of code out there and creates way larger surface areas for cyber attacks, human defenders actually become exponentially more valuable, not less. You aren't competing with AI here, you're using AI as a tool to defend these massive physical and digital infrastructures.
Now for the core focus of our explainer. Section 4. High-stakes human judgment. Because AI can crunch the numbers, but it can't take the heat.
As we push toward 2030, human judgment in tech is the absolute premium skill, and this brilliantly illustrates why. AI can process oceans of data, but it cannot take ultimate responsibility. Think about a technical project manager. They don't just track a schedule. They manage stakeholders, resolve conflicts, and motivate a totally stressed-out team. And AI cannot look a furious client in the eye and talk them off a ledge. Similarly, an enterprise architect handles complex, highly ethical system integrations. And right at the top, CXOs, the executives. No matter how much automation a CEO leans on, when a company fails or breaks a law, regulators do not arrest an algorithm. Human accountability is literally the ultimate unreplaceable trait.
In this fusion of human strategy and tech execution, it's creating these entirely new hybrid roles. Take the go-to-market engineer, for example. In the past, a company might hire a 20-person sales team to just grind out cold calls and emails. Today, one brilliant GTM engineer or an AI founding engineer can blend basic coding with high-level human strategy to automate that entire workflow. You got one person doing the strategic work of an entire department, all because they know exactly how to guide the AI to do the heavy lifting.
So, what does this all mean financially? Well, the market is placing an immense financial premium on this exact type of human judgment. Check this out. AI product managers are averaging around 180 grand because they figure out how to integrate AI to solve messy, real-world business problems. An AI content strategist, which is a role OpenAI actually hired for recently, paid almost $400,000. Why on earth would they pay that? Because they don't want someone to just push generate on ChatGPT. They want a master architect of tone, audience, and trust. And quant traders? They're using math and AI to find market patterns and pulling in anywhere from $500,000 to multi-millions. Or even think about an ESG data scientist who cleans up messy climate data to keep massive corporations legally compliant. The money is flowing directly to human judgment and strategic AI direction.
Which brings us to our final section, the entrepreneurial advantage. Because the ultimate AI-proof career might not be a traditional job at all.
Let's spotlight a massive number here, $674 billion. That is the rapidly growing global valuation of the gig economy. Because AI is dropping the cost of creation and execution to practically zero, everyday individuals are now equipped with the tools to compete on a global scale against entire legacy corporations.
Get this, 76 million Americans are now freelancing, and gig workers are twice as likely to start successful businesses. Why? Because they're using AI as an amplifier. One single person with the right AI tools can build products and offer services that would have easily required a team of 25 people just 5 years ago. Refusing to be boxed in by a single traditional job title and instead using AI to amplify your own unique creativity and human judgment? That is statistically the safest bet you can possibly make.
Which leaves us with one really provocative question to think about. Are you studying tools that change every single year, or the human judgment that compounds forever? Software frameworks, coding languages, the trendy new AI app, those will constantly evolve and replace each other. But your ability to think critically, solve complex problems, manage physical infrastructure, and take real accountability for high-stakes decisions, that is the human premium in 2030 tech. Focus on those things, and you won't just survive the job market, you will absolutely thrive in it. Thank you so much for joining this explainer. Keep learning, keep adapting, and we'll catch you on the next one.